Om Shanti. So happy Diwali to all of you. And today I have been asked to do this spiritual significance of Diwali as well. So we'll spend some time first on that and then we move on to the Murli churning. I'm sure all of you know which Murli we are supposed to churn today. So let's begin with this Deepavali festival. As all of you know, if you look at the calendars of the Hindu calendar, from today onwards, it is the onset of Hemant Rutu. Hemant means it's called pre-winter, and winter is what is called Sheet Kal, and it's also called Shishir Rutu. Sheet means very cold, and that is the months of January and February. And before that, these first 2 months, starting from today, November, December, is the onset of the pre-winter, and you can see the nights will start getting very cooler. It will be very cold in the night, and as all of us know, Diwali is spread out over many days. The first day before Diwali begins, 5 days. Before that, there is something called pre-Diwali, which was on Friday. That is called Basu Baras. Basu Baras, which is basically also called um, Govats Dwadashi, which Dwadashi means the second Dashi, because after that we have Trayodashi, Chaturdashi, like that, third. That basically it has to do with the phases of the moon, actually. Well, anyway, we won't go in that details. But the main aim of telling you all this today is because each of these days has a spiritual significance. So when we think of the first pre-Diwali day, it is basically Govats or Basu Baras, as I said. On that day, it is basically um, I mean, the devotees, they really pray a lot to all these cows. So all these gows, what we call go, which means do you know, it is signifying whom in the path of knowledge. It is all of us actually. We are called Gopikas. So it's that day where pre-Diwali, where it's the Baba actually is in one way trying to invoke all the gows. And go, which means actually signifies cow, as I said, or buffalo. But basically it is someone which is has the power of sustenance. So we all Brahmins, Baba has invoked all of us just to help in the work of establishment, and he's invoking. So that's the first day. And then after we are all invoked and devoted on that day, then comes the first day of Diwali, which all of you all have actually really celebrated quite well. It is called Dhanteras, and that is Dhantrayodashi. So it's the third phase where it goes, the moon goes in that phase, or Dashi. So some Dashi it is there. I don't know all those details, but it's Trayodashi, the third one after the Dwadashi. So Dhanteras, all of you know, it's very famous in one way, because on that day, all of you all know, people try to buy new things, new vessels. It could be, it's actually invoking the wealth. So new vessels, new clothes, new utensils, and many, many things which are new. So, and also all of you know, the most important wealth is health. So Dhanteras also actually signifies the day of Dhanvantri, who is thought to be the father of Ayurveda. So it's a very important day even for healthcare practitioners. On that day, they invoke this Lord Dhanvantri as well. And so on the spiritual level, what does Dhanteras signify? Again, it is about after invoking all the Brahmins, which Baba has done. The second thing is Baba is giving them a lot of wealth. And what is that? It's the treasure of knowledge, which we call the imperishable jewels of knowledge that we get on this first day of Diwali, which was just yesterday. And then comes the second day, and tomorrow the third day. So second day today is what also we call Choti Diwali, the little Diwali. And tomorrow is the big one, or the proper Diwali, whereby it's called Lakshmi Pujan. So before going to Lakshmi Pujan, let us come to tomorrow. Sorry, not tomorrow, that's today. So 23rd morning, and 24th is Lakshmi Pujan. So today is the second day. It is also called Narak Chaturdashi. So as I said, after Dwadashi, then comes Trayodashi, then is Chaturdashi. So it's the fourth one, the fourth dasha of the moon. And Narak. Narak, all of you know very well, is hell. And there was an Asur in the name of that. He was called Narkasur. And he was really, I mean, he had really kept all those. It is a big story, but to cut the story short, he had kept almost, they say, 16,000 Kumaris captive. They were all as a victim of that. So, what is all this? It's again a very spiritual, significant thing. We need to know that this entire world is full of vices. Asuri. Asuri means vicious world. And Narkasur was their head. So, same way, Ravan can be thought that he's Narkasur as well. And there's another name as well to this. It's called Bali Pratipada, which I'll cover later. So, it was seen that this Narkasur was ruling the entire world and he had kept captive these 16,000 Kumaris, or the princesses, which we call. So, who are these 16,000 princesses? As Baba, you all know, Baba speaks about the rosary. The first rosary is of 8. Then we have the rosary of 108, which is 100 plus those 8 ones. And then 16,108. So 16,000 plus 108. So this is the rosary of victory, which is Baba speaks about all the time. So what happens when there is Shivratri? You know, today is, as I said, the day. It is also called another Shivratri today, because today and tomorrow you will see there's Amavasya. There is complete darkness. There is no moon day, absolutely no moon in the sky. So it is during this dark age of ignorance that Shiv Baba comes. He incarnates into Brahma, and then through Brahma, what happens is we get all the knowledge which we spoke about, Dhanteras, the treasure of knowledge. And then once we awaken our inner core, then we realize that once we realize that automatically Narakasur is dead, which means all the vices go off. And after that, what happens is we become worthy of being worshipped. And that is the rosary of victory, which means those 16,000 princesses who are the ones who will be becoming deities in the Satyug, they then emerge. And after that, only can Lakshmi come. Once my mind is clean, people think of cleaning the house, which is fine. It is good to clean your house physically, but more important is the cleanliness of the mind, which is the next day, which is the third day tomorrow, which is what we call the big Diwali, or the main Diwali, Lakshmi Pujan. And all of you know these big stories which are there, that Samudra Manthan was done. And it was a big tug of war between the deities and the um, what you call the Asurs. And what happened in this Samudra Manthan? Actually, what they are trying, they say in the path of devotion that what happened in this churning of the ocean, which is they thought it's a physical ocean. Initially, a lot of dirt came out, but then later, finally, Amrit came out, and then Lakshmi emerged. And what is this Lakshmi? Lakshmi signifies a soul who has deity qualifications, because in Hindi, Lakshmi is equal to a soul who's got a lot of Lakshan, and Lakshan means the deity qualifications. So if we look at ourselves that we have churned the knowledge, Baba is giving us the knowledge, the Narakasur inside has gone, my mind is now clean, I will then get these deity qualifications. And they say that Lakshmi can only come in a house which is clean. So I can only be worthy of the deity qualification once my mind is clean. And that's what Lakshmi Pujan is all about. It is not just trying to do the puja and archana of Lakshmi, it is trying to invoke that Lakshmi within myself. And all of you know this very well. And that can happen once my inner light, that's the festival of lights, Deepavali, all about. Once my inner light is awakened, I can then be worthy of that worship. Followed by that, the next 2 days, the fourth and the fifth day. Fourth is again Govardhan Puja, which also is similar to what we call Bali Pratipada, which is again, Bali is again a symbolic of like Narkasur. So it is shown that Bali also had kept these 16,000 princesses captive, and the entire Kalyug, which we must say he was ruling with all the vices. And finally, Shiv came, he incarnated, and that's the spiritual significance. So Bali Pratipada. Pratipada means it is the pada or the day where Bali was taken. I mean, Bali was defeated. The vices were all defeated, and the princesses were left free, which means, again, the deity qualifications within us were invoked. And lastly, just to spend a few more minutes on the spiritual significance, the last day, which we know is the fifth day, called Bhai Dooj. Some people in Marathi call it Bhau Beej, and that is also called Padwa as a very routine way. So Bhau Beej means when that new age, the golden age has come. What is my vision for each other? It's the Bhai Bhai Drishti. There's the vision of me being soul brother with the other one which is in front of me as well. So that vision of brotherly uh, attitude is there in golden age. You know, all the souls, all the deities in golden age have this natural state of being in soul conscious state. So this entire Diwali festival, there are many more stories. I won't go in those details, but in short, it's the summary that it's, I must say, the winning of the evil has been won over by the good, and it is Shivratri which has Shiv has descended, incarnated, and he has tried to awaken our inner light, and that's therefore is the festival of lights. And they say in the again in the devotion path that Ram came after 14 years of Vanvas, that is after 14 years of having this, as to yesterday's Murli, Sakar Murli, Baba said you're all in Vanvas, which means you're in the, you don't have to wear I mean, you don't have to wear new clothes that way physically from outside, but make your thinking new. And you are in this Sangam Yug, the confluence age, where you have to be very simple. Vanva, you have to live in the forest. Staying in the forest means staying as a tapasvi, as a sadhu sannyasi would normally stay. So that way you have to stay very simple. But everything inside is very special. You're making your mind clean and you're getting connected to the divine. So I think with this, I should stop the spiritual significance of Deepavali and let us just now I think start churning. So I would open. All of you know that the Murli which we did was 22nd January 1970. That's the one which we are doing. So I would want you all to begin so that you all can start discussing, because today is the day where you're supposed to speak. So the house is open and you're welcome to speak. I hope you all have read. Vinod, go ahead. Yeah.
Shanti, everyone. The initial beginning statement that knowing the feelings of the mind, it is actually a very nice thought, kind of introspection. As Baba later started, what usually happens is the best thing to learn about another person is in silence, and sooner or later, everybody will have to remain in silence, whether in Laukic or alaukic. And if, despite being in that state, it should be such that one is able to understand the other. Baba gives the technique that we will have to remain in connection with one so that our connection is not broken. And in that connection comes in the knowledge of the feelings and the thought process of the other person. And that is real understanding. It need not have the component of speech in it. It need only that pure connection with one father that brings in power within us to understand the other people. And that's how the milan takes place, and that's how Dadi's drishti uh, makes her understand about the feelings of everyone. And that's what I understood, and I felt it It is so true. The drishti becomes so powerful with one good connection and not speech. Om Shanti.
Adding on to what brother just mentioned, Vinod just mentioned, Baba speaks about when you are in silence and you are far away from sound, it's easy to understand our own feelings. So it's easy to connect with self, easy to connect with the Almighty. And with that easiness, it is easy to connect with the other soul as well, to perform the Lokik karmas. That's what I could get in the initial part of the Murli. And other thing Baba mentions is once you are in silence, um, your intellect can read the feelings of others. And the need for that, what is the prerequisite is in silence, your intellect needs to be, it's easy to clean the intellect. And when there is cleanliness of the intellect, it's easy to understand everything. So clean and being easy is something which I took from this Murli, where Baba mentions that remain in silence. Awaaz se pare, Om Shanti.
Yeah, so fantastic sharing. So I just wanted to ask anyone of you can speak about this. How could you correlate Diwali festival this Murli? As you all have been already told by Vinod and Rakhi about cleanliness. Yeah, go ahead, Rakhi Ben.
So in Lokik world, the moment we think about Diwali, first thing any homemaker thinks about is cleaning the house, physical cleaning of the house. And here we're talking about cleaning of the mind. So along with cleaning of the house, clean your mind. And that's how this Murli connects to the first thing of Diwali, which is cleanliness.
I could also mention this the way sister said cleanliness of the cleaning of the house is what takes place first. So the dirt goes away, a lot of unwanted things go out of home. It becomes lightened up. So where there is light, there is no darkness. So an individual's mind also lights up with solutions. It has lots of space. There's no dirt there, and with that light, probably we can lit up and take out the darkness out of others. Other people become more visible rather, and we can help them. Om Shanti.
Yeah, and that this connects to what we speak about being easy. So once we clean our own self, our light allows us to see the others and also support the others. The same point of time, our sanskars becomes easy. And when we are easy, it's easy to, no, it's easy for others also to connect with us, and it's easy for us to connect with them. And more than that, it's easy for having that clear connection between the self and the Almighty. So that's another significance when we lit up the light outside in the Sakar world. We're talking about letting up the light within Atma Jyoti. Om Shanti.
Yeah, and Om Bhai, I'll take your sharing. I'll just complete here. Yeah, so all of you know that today's Murli is all about knowing the feelings of the mind. And Baba speaks about intellect, and actually, Baba always speaks about the mind. Both of these go hand in hand. So the mind, it's a clean and clear. So what should be clean? We know the face wash, which is there, clean and clear, but I'm not going there. It's the mind should be clean and the intellect should be clear. So to have that proper connection with the intellect, with Baba, of the intellect with Baba, I need to have first a clean mind. And that is all about Diwali, cleanliness. And that cleanliness is a deep process. It is not so easy as we do the physical cleaning of the houses. Every nook and corner of the house is cleaned in Diwali. Here, every nook and corner of our mind, all sorts of waste it has in it, it has to be cleared of all that clutter. And only then can my intellect be clear to be connected. So let me take, yeah, Brother Om, you can just go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. Om Shanti to everyone and happy Diwali to everyone. Uh, This Diwali is the significance of soul being a deepak, uh, soul being a deepak, which can not only which is lighting, but also giving light to other souls and looking at others also as a divine light, point of light. So this and the Raj, Shiv Baba is the creator of all the lights. The lights are eternal. So this significance, it relates once I consider myself as a point of light, a divine light, then only I can radiate that light to others. And Deepavali is a significance. It's actually signifying this light of virtues, where I am worthy of, invoking Mahalakshmi, my Mahalakshmi Swarup, where I am in cooperation with Narayan, and then Lakshmi and Narayan. Baba says, no, Chaturbhuj Swarup, Mahalakshmi, Lakshmi is in front and Narayan is in, stand by, in cooperation with each other to bring the Satyugi world into the existence here. I think that also connects well with this. I should always look at my own self, work on myself to become as clean and clear intellect. A line of intellect should be very clear. Then I get that light from God and become a Deepak, and also cooperate with others to help them to make also transform into these Chaitanya Shakti. Om Shanti.
Yes, so thank you, Om Bhai. So today Baba very directly said that let's see who can pick that up. The line of intellect should be clear. So what is the proof that my line of intellect is clear? What other line Baba mentioned about? Anyone wants to speak about that? Is my
Yeah,
line of dash clear? Yeah, go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah. Other line is line of Purusharth.
Yes. So line of effort, and in that Baba mentioned very clearly three things. I'll say the three things in Hindi first: Achal, Adol, and Athak. It was stable,
Stable,
immovable,
immovable,
and
tireless.
yeah. So you want to speak about those three aspects, Girija, sister? Yeah.
Yeah. Before that, just a little concept of when you were speaking of this, what I liked in this Murli is Baba sees my three forms, he said. And I like that because in the end, he speaks about the deity form. So today, Baba is invoking through this Murli the Lakshmi in me. So the deity form, I am Lakshmi. So if I want Lakshmi to visit my house, or if I want Lakshmi to be over here, it's not only just by the physical cleaning. Lakshmi comes when there is Aishwaryam, when there is love, when there is the power of taking the whole people. See, in Diwali, if you see whatever it may be, people go, give sweets, they hug each other. Maybe yesterday or today I would not have visited them. But this is the time which I like is when people visit each other. So what is that? Something they shed and they find that brotherhood within them. So Baba is invoking that Lakshmi in me so through this Murli. And then, as somebody rightly said, if I have pure thoughts for others, pure thoughts for me, then all this, yes, I would be able to achieve. So there's so much in this Murli, just those significance, how I can do, how my costume, what I should wear today, even there which Baba speaks, I think a little bit of this. But I like that one form. How can I invoke the third form, the deity form, which Baba has already seen in me today? So how can I be a real Lakshmi? Just by dressing, just by giving everyone, or I like that. Okay, now coming to what you said, brother, stable love and what is Achal, Adol, and and the tireless.
Athak, yeah.
Atak.
Tireless, yeah, yeah.
Now, kuch bhi ho jaye, like Hanuman is there, my leg is firm over here. I cannot be shaken. Maya cannot shake me at all. So why my intellect is not clear? Because I find in front of me some haziness, a kind of fog or something over here which is not clear. But if I'm firm that all that, what I just need is power of the Almighty within me, and nothing can shake me. I'm absolutely immovable. I cannot be done because I'm like Hanuman with my leg firmly down under the ground, and no Maya or nothing can shake me. I will move forward and nothing will actually stop me. So for this, I have to remain in this consciousness and I have to move forward in my effort. So this is what I feel to make my line of intellect clear. Om Shanti.
Right. So a lot of churning about the correlation between Diwali and today's Murli, today in the sense 22nd Jan. Anything else which you all want to speak about what Baba said, that what does he do sitting in the subtle world? Anyone wants to share that? Because we always keep telling Baba, oh Baba, you don't have any other work. But it's not like that. So Baba has told us and he's explained us in detail. So anyone wants to speak about that, you're please welcome.
Baba speaks about in subtle region, there is no restrictions of time and clock. So this service can be multifolded. Now, what I was getting there is in a Sakar world, how much ever we work around, the body gets tired and one needs to take rest to manage this machine. But in this subtle world, because there is only soul consciousness, the angelic form, there is no such existence of body tiredness, and then there is no cycle of day and night. There is no clock to even look at it. So it becomes easy to expand the service. There is no bondage of being in this world.
Right. So, and as all of you know, Baba spoke about the line of effort. So there Baba is very again dominantly speaking about two important values which are very paradoxical, but very importantly needed. One of the brothers mentioned that, I think, but the other one wasn't mentioned. So anyone wants to say about those two values for our effort? Anyone?
Yeah, one is sthiti, the other one is smriti.
Sorry,
Basically,
say
this
it again. The first one is
sthiti, sthiti,
sthiti,
stage of the
stage.
soul,
Okay. And second,
the remembrance, the smriti.
okay. You're saying sthiti, the first you said, and I'm not able to get the second Hindi word.
Smriti,
Smriti.
Bhaiji,
Okay, okay,
smriti.
okay. Yeah, so these are the two processes you are speaking about, but I'm speaking about two values which Baba said, a bit closely related to them, Sthiti and Smriti. Yeah,
Is
Rakhi
it
Ben.
easy and alert?
Yeah, absolutely. So we need to so they are very paradoxical at each other. Someone like something which is easy may not be alert and vice versa. But Baba said you have to be both. Now, easiness is needed in what and being alert is needed in what. So you all need to explain that. So yeah, Rakhi Ben, go ahead.
Easiness in sanskar and behavior, and alertness in is whether whatever I'm doing, is it up to Srimat or is there a mixture of Manmat or Parmat? That's what I got as a churning while we speak about easiness and alert.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, anyone else? Girja Behan, yeah. Do the others don't speak? I'm just asking. Okay, go ahead. Yeah. You were saying something, Girja Behan, go ahead. Okay. So, very rightly said Rakhi Ben that Baba said you have to be very easy in your sanskars. This, I remember this value is very important. We are not sometimes easy with people, particularly the Brahmins with each other. And Baba caught us here. Baba said one thing If someone is easy in their sanskars, they'll also easily cooperate with each other. But sometimes, we don't cooperate with each other. We have this very subtle consciousness inside. Why should I do this for that Brahmin? No. So Baba said that when he sits in the subtle world, in the Avyak zone over there, what he's giving is he's trying to exude these vibrations of cooperation. Baba has specifically mentioned that. And alert is, as Rakhi Ben alluded to, but alert is also being alert from Maya. I should know when these subtle forms of Maya come. Baba keeps telling us about the royal forms of Maya, or the strings or the threads of gold which are still keeping you attached to this. So if I do some service, and if I feel I am doing that service, had it not been for me, who would have done this service? So, my God, we are really sitting on something volcanic when we are thinking like that. So, we can never think like that. Oh, if it was not for me, who would have done this? No, if it was not for you, Baba would have used someone else. So, on the contrary, I must really be so thankful to Baba that Baba is using me for something. And it's so important to have this consciousness, not the I and mind consciousness, but the smriti, or the awareness of Karan Karavanhar in everything which I do, every service which I do. That will help me to get rid of this Maya which can creep in at any point of time. So that's what Baba was saying, be alert of Maya. Okay, so I don't want to pick up names here. I know a few people as well. So we have almost how many more minutes left? Around till 5:45, around 8 more minutes. So people want to share, some new people want to share something from the remaining part of Murli as well.
Om Shanti.
Yeah.
And this Moli Baba has also mentioned about how that you can claim your royal status. So that is the reason you should know that I have to become in future the Devi Devtas and all that. So have faith in that and move towards your Srimad as you are moving.
Yeah, so good point. So this was in the end Baba mentioned, and anyone wants to speak, or even Amy Behan herself, that this was particularly said for whom, that you can claim a royal status despite dash dash dash.
Despite coming last,
Yeah.
you
So
can
what's
still
the
be fast and first.
yeah? So the slogan which Baba gives us is last so fast and fast so first. So I must say that all these Zoom babies online which have come up, they sprung up suddenly in the last 2 years. All Zoom babies, what we call, they can really do a lot of effort. And Baba says that it is just your effort which will make you go fast, nothing else. So you're not devoid of your royal status. You can get a royal status, but all depends on how you do it. And Baba says number wise, but then Baba says that even if there are many, uh, what do you call? Many rosaries, I mean, he can, if there are many people in the rosary of the victory, you don't have to worry about that. That is my job. I will put in between additional ladiya means he'll put additional strings in the rosary of victory, but you just do your job, do your effort, right?
One more point which I feel has significance connecting to Diwali is where Baba says the two gifts that you attend. And those two gifts, he's talking about having pure thoughts for self, eternal self, and pure thoughts for others. And while we celebrate, all of us are celebrating Diwali, we meet each other. There is exchange of sweets, gifts, thoughts. So, point to note here is we all can take up this as an homework to gift pure thoughts to self and pure thoughts to others this Diwali.
Om Shanti, brother. Hello, Om Shanti.
Yeah, please go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, I was, when you were just asking, I was thinking, even initially when this Murli was read, I was just going about the date. See, this is the first, the second Murli, where I was saying, see, all the children were scattered everywhere. What will happen in 1969? What would happen? Baba is left. Where is our Diwali going to be? Will there be a next Diwali? Will Baba come down? Who's going to take care of us? Will, a kind of very scattered children and scattered thing. So Baba in 1969, if you see, he first brought them together, gave them the feeling about, hello, I'm here, I'm Brahma, I'm there to take care of you, but I cannot come to this corporeal world over here. So you must know to go beyond this world. So he starts him and says, are you able to come in sound and go beyond sound? So I used to often think of this. Earlier in devotion, I used to call out to God in bhajans, in sound. I used to love it, the way that khandras, which is there, and as if I could see Baba, God in front of me. But that one concept which he took off and he's saying, I am in Paramdham, that calling out him, going there. So that first concept itself, I like to go beyond sound and to come sound, and a kind of a place was fixed for me in that where is God. So this over here, Baba is again saying, now I'm going to give you the final course. I'm going to what all I told you in 1969, come down and listen. And now I'm talking to you from the subtle world, because corporeal world is no longer available to me. I can't come down. So please understand that. So that one concept of what he is doing, I know he is doing 1,000 times over. And one more thing which I used to like is Hazar Bujaye Wale Baba. So in the corporeal world, I've never seen, like children have never seen Brahma with Hazar Bujaye. But now I can imagine that Hazar Bujaye Wala subtle world, as if Baba is there. Because I used to think, how can everyone go and sit on his lap, do this, do that, and all. So the kind of power, the kind of thing which he has in the subtle world, I think that's what pulled me about of what he was saying here in the subtle world. And the last part which I like, which Baba before going, he says is that koto me koi me koi. I always like this format. I used to imagine myself a big Kumbh Mela, and in that a few colored are there. We are the few Brahmins, as if Baba is picking those up. And in that he's holding me in the palm of his hand. This kind of thing is what I liked in this Murli. And then the appealing which he says, I have no time, no clock in the subtle world. So, and there is no bondage come to me. I think something which I liked in this Murli that day when it was read, and today when you were reading. That's why I was just trying to chant. Om Shanti.
So anyone wants to say, when we speak about the subtle world and going beyond sound, what are those two Hindi words which Baba says in the Sakar Murli? The words which equate to going away from sound? Was the question heard, or it's not very difficult, I think? Going
Is it
beyond sound, yeah.
is it व्यक्त से अव्यक्त and अव्यक्त से व्यक्त, or it is आकारी से निराकारी, साकारी से आकारी and to nirakari, akari to nirakari, something like that, I think.
Yeah, so you're just speaking about the three worlds. I'm speaking about that state which Baba says, which avastha you should be in, the one which is beyond sound. What is that
Yeah,
called?
yeah, yeah.
Vidyut
I got
Bhai?
it. I got it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
आवाज से परे
ashariri,
Okay,
ashariri, ashariri avastha.
okay. Ashariri is bodiless. Okay, Vidyut Bhai, go ahead.
Farishta?
Farishta is angel, again fine, but specifically related to sound. Manju and Vidyut. Yeah, go ahead.
आवाज से परे
आवाज से परे क्या कहते हैं उसको हिंदी में?
निर्वाण
Oh yes, Sakshi Ben said that Nirvan, and second is Van Prasth. So very beautiful Hindi words. Nirvan, Vani. Nir means something which is not. So beyond your Vani, you go beyond that, and you all know Nirvana. People speak about that a lot. The Buddhists and many other meditators. And Van Prasth, which actually is thought to be the stage of retirement in Hindi. Someone is beyond 60. But Baba says Van Prasth. Van means Vani and Prasth means Prasthan, to go beyond speech, beyond sound. So that's what Baba is speaking here. And one more thing from this Murli, I just want to take this last point if we can cover in the next 4 minutes. Baba says that everyone is number wise. So what is the difference between the eighth? There are 8 births. Eighth emperor would also be there, and the first emperor is Lakshmi Narayan. It's only their names are there, Lakshmi Narayan mentioned. Who is the eighth emperor? We don't know, the eighth king or the Maharaja. But what is the difference between the first and the eighth dynasty or kingdom? What would be the difference?
That is total happiness of the world.
Yeah,
Happiness.
yes, correct. So, like, happiness is just one quality, but everything, all the qualities, the virtues, values, whatever you want to say, would obviously be number wise. So, what Lakshmi Narayan have, they are full 100%. No doubt, the eighth also would be 100%, but the quality of all those values or virtues would be little bit less, because they are coming when the eighth emperor is coming roughly when, how many years later? Anyway, let's not do this calculation, but what is the age of the golden age? What is the total duration of golden age?
1250.
Yeah, so Lakshmi Narayan
Yeah,
comes on day 1.
1002.
Yeah, and the last one would be coming around 150 years before, because that person would live for 150 years. So 1250 minus 150. So just forget all those calculations, but they will come at the latter end when Satyug is just about to get over. So there's obviously going to be a difference. Do you want to come on the day 1, or do you want to come at the fag end of golden age? What would all of us want? So yeah, so Baba says that, and Shivani Bhen is sharing. I'll just read out. Shivani Bhen, you want to unmute and share? That's your golden chance to speak. Okay, so if not, let me just read it up. So even at the end of Satyuga, the souls who descend will not be entirely 16 celestial degrees compared to the very first souls. So I must say there will be 16 celestial degrees as well, no doubt, because Satyuga is 16 celestial, but the quality would be less. As if it's a new world on day 1, if I give you a new cloth to wear, you would love it because it's a brand new. But if I give you a slightly second hand, third hand, fourth hand, you'll say, oh no, that's not new, that has been worn by someone. So similarly, in the golden age, on day 1, it's a brand new world where I'm coming on and stepping my foot on. But in the eighth, it has already passed so many 7 rajais, or so many 7 kingdoms already, so it's a bit old, right? Yeah, so something copies of original, something like that. Yeah, okay, no worries, you're in silence, that's fine. Okay, so we have 1 more minute left. Rakhi Ben, anything else you all want to do? Or you will go in meditation direct.
Manoj,
Shanti.
just I had a small doubt because it's relating to yesterday's Sakar Murli, where Baba speaks about Deepmala, he speaks about Diwali, he speaks about lighting lamps. There's one concept Baba is saying, no waste, no burning crackers, no lights. There were so many other things which he mentioned, wear 100 patch clothes and all. When I just read that Murli, and then sorry, it's just a sharing I'm doing. Then I was just saying my whole Madhuban is ignited in light and everyone are doing. Like I could not connect the Murli with this. So what was this Sakar Murli and what I should take for Diwali today?
Yes, absolutely. A good question. And it's absolutely paradoxical because, when Baba said not 100, Baba specifically said wear the clothes which have chattis or pieces, 108 pieces. And what does Baba say by saying this? This is absolutely not relevant for today. You can't go out on service wearing patchy clothes. That is something fashion nowadays, that's different. They wear all sorts of patches and have sort of they've toned their jean pants. That's fashion. I'm not speaking about that. But this is all about trying to dissolve your deha abhiman, the deha ahankar, or the body consciousness. That's one aspect. And Baba had tried to do that. That was more relevant during the first 14 years. when the yagya was sort of being established that time, and it was those quality souls for them. But now when Baba speaks here about not trying to burn firecrackers, it's absolutely yes, because in Hindi we say paisa jalana, because when you are really lighting up a firecracker, what are you doing? You have just purchased it, some maybe bomb or something, whatever, and you are just lighting it up. So on one end, yes, we should not be doing this waste of firecrackers. But when Madhuban is lit with lot of glitter and what we call all these lights and this, I think there's not much of investment in that. It is just trying to beautify someone. It's a mode of beautification of Madhuban. So I think they always try to be kam kharch bala nashin, by which I mean they always are economical in their expenses over there. It is usually they don't burn firecrackers, but yesterday's Murli Sakar Murli was a signal that as a Brahmin, if I am burning a lot of firecrackers, I'm just really burning money. So am I being economical that way? Not really. So all of us, each one has to decide for their own. Like it is a shagun, I don't know what word to say in English. Shagun, which means fine. If you're burning, you are in a family, you all are all meeting for Lakshmi Pujan, for example, people do that. And Shagun, which means just you start, you maybe burn, what is that called? Full jhadi or whatever that is called. I don't know what in English to call. Just one, if you burn, that's fine as a Shagun for that thing. But make sure that your progeny, your children and all those, what do you teach them? You don't have to really burn a lot of firecrackers, get a lot of stuff from there, all the firecrackers. So it's waste of money. So if you just burn maybe a little bit as a shagun, that's fine. But it's all waste of money. And Baba said waste of time, waste of money, and waste of energy. Yesterday he said. And it was very strongly said that children who are surrendered, and what was the meaning of surrender? Not about being BK sisters and brothers who are surrendered at the center or Madhuban. No. It was about being surrendered to the mind. And what was that? Baba said, a soul who's surrendered will be dash of dash, will be free of waste. So not only wasting money, wasting resources, but also waste of the mind. So it is all in that perspective, and Baba was very clear. No burning firecrackers and no wasting money. So it was directly said. I think Samajdar ko ishara kafi hai, which means someone who's intelligent can catch these signals what Baba is trying to say. Yeah, anyone wants to add to that, you can go ahead.
So I remember while I was listening to Asha Didi's Murli yesterday, when she was narrating it, she mentioned that in today's world, किसी के पास, if we even leave 5 rupees, 10 rupees, we don't bother. We say chalta hai. And she gave the example that here, even that we need to look at economically being invested. हर पैसे को सही तरीके से खर्च करना है. It has to really be used properly. And what I was getting was, typically when we sit in a rickshaw and if we don't have chutta, in the sense we don't have those coins, we will say, okay, it's okay to give away. But we don't know where that money is going to be used, how it's going to be used. So what I was getting in that conversation was, it is so subtle, and we need to be so alert to what kind of karmic accounts are we creating by even leaving this kind of money wherever we are leaving like this.
Yeah, and I remember this. I was not a BK when I was a child. I came into knowledge when I was around 30 years of age. So my childhood, my father, he was Kam Kharch Bala Nashin, not BK at all. Neither was I a BK. I didn't know what Baba was that time, but we never used to spend on crackers. He used to say, "Paison ko jalana." It's firecrackers means you're really wasting and burning money. And I told him as a child, I told him, yes, I don't want to really burn crackers. So I never used to do that. Maybe just get a little bit of 50, 100 rupees at that point of time, say 20, 30 years ago. So that's what. So you all of us have to decide that how much we can be economical in our expenses, because it is just really waste of money. We are burning money by burning crackers. Okay.
Another point which this Murli spoke, Vaji, is that we are in Vanvas. We are in Vanvas. That's why there should not be any waste of time, waste of money, and waste of energy. And regarding this bombs and all, which Barud, Jalane Vaka, actually Baba is hinting that we should focus on spiritual activity rather than any physical activity. spiritually, if we transform a bomb into a Ruhani bomb kind of thing, which we as a light, I am so strong, I'm a lighthouse, and radiate light to everyone around me. So it will create more happiness in their life rather than just burning a barud or something. That Baba often talks about Ruhani bomb. So we can use in this on this Diwali, we can use spiritual crackers. Yeah. Om Shanti.
Yes, excellent. Very well said. So let's sort of put this Ruhani atomic bomb. Baba says, atom bomb mat jalao, atma ka bomb jalao, the Ruhani bomb, which is. So that's what, let us try to do that from today itself, right? So I think it's 5:51. So should we close?
We
Any
can have
closing?
2 minutes of meditation before we
Yeah.
close.
Yeah, I mean to say closing the discussion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So fine. Any closing comments, or we'll just move into meditation? So I'll just share some music and let's sit in this powerful remembrance of Baba on this very auspicious day. So let's remind ourselves of the true, original nature. Who am I? The eternal light, the soul. And let me get connected to that eternal divine light. Experience this eternal connection which I have with the Supreme Soul. And then these two things become very natural, which Baba said today. Having pure thoughts for the eternal self and pure thoughts for everyone around. And on this auspicious day, as we have been discussing, we are entering a new golden age. All our effort is geared to entering that new golden age, the age of newness, uniqueness, and creativity. So let each one of us ask ourselves this Diwali, what is it that I can do new in my effort making, which will get me one step closer to the golden age? What is that newness which I can do in my effort to get more close to Baba? Is it newness in my thoughts? Newness in my actions? acquiring a new set of sanskars, using new sanskars with each other. What is it that I want to become new at this Diwali? And let me surrender that newness to Baba fully. And tomorrow, the very auspicious day of Lakshmi Pujan, as all of us in our households, in a gathering, invoke the Lakshmi, the goddess Lakshmi. As a spiritual student, as a BK, what things should I invoke in myself to make myself worthy of that royal status of Lakshmi? Again, as the entire family is busy doing this puja of Lakshmi, what thoughts should I invoke in myself to invoke my complete deity form? So, with these beautiful thoughts of newness and invoking our deity form, let's celebrate this Diwali in a very unique, innovative manner. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Manishma. It was a wonderful session. Thank you, Divine Family. And let's ignite the diya within this Diwali. Wish you all a happy Diwali and see you tomorrow at 5 a.m. Have a joyous and happy Diwali to all of you.
Happy Diwali. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Happy Diwali to all.
Happy Diwali to all.
Thank you.
Om Shanti.
Happy Deepavali to everyone. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you, brother, and